Good afternoon, everyone. The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office has concluded our search and rescue. We have located and recovered the body of a white male about a half a mile up the river from where we recovered the jet ski and the young boy. We tentatively believe it to be the body of our missing boater. At this time, our investigation continues as we turn the body over to the medical examiner's office to determine the exact cause of death. We have reached out to Mr. Morris's family and notified them of our discovery, and have certainly supplied all our condolences to the family. Our hearts certainly go out to Mr. Morris's family. I'd like to thank Hillsborough County Fire Rescue, Fish and Wildlife Commission, and all the public who also came out here and responded up the river to help us look for and search for Mr. Morris. We sure appreciate the help, and unfortunately it wasn't the outcome that we desired, but at this point at least the family can get some closure about what we believe is a tragic accident at this point.
Colonel, at this point, is this a relief in that you do have somewhat of an end to this investigation, or is this difficult, obviously, for the family? A lot of unanswered questions as to how this even took place.
Yeah, and I think we'll still continue investigation, putting some pieces of the puzzle together to determine exactly what happened, hoping that will come as a result of the medical examiner's determination. But absolutely extremely difficult when you have a 3-year-old that's been left on shore alone. As I said earlier, our Marine Unit deputies couldn't get on scene quick enough to recover that child and get him safely back to his parents. So absolutely a difficult time.
He was in distress and obviously very upset because he's a little guy and alone on the island, not knowing where his dad is.
As you can imagine, extremely distressed, and impressive that a 3-year-old would have the whereabouts to answer the FaceTime call from his mother and tell his mom where it was. I guess an island that they frequented, so made it much easier for us to make sure the boy got to safety.
Have you been able to piece together any of the events prior to the boy and the FaceTime call as to helping lead you guys to what happened with Mr. Morris?
A great question. Our detectives are still working on that. Now that we were running concurrent our investigation along with our search and rescue mission, we'll go back and continue putting those pieces together to determine, but too premature for me to make any type of speculation at this time.
Were your deputies the first to find what you found, or did somebody give you a tip or help you out with it, or what happened?
Yeah, we were the first to find them. We were searching the shoreline along with doing our grid search with our sonar, along with our aviation. We were able to recover them along the shoreline.
Can you describe the area, please?
Fortunate for us, the tide was a little low. It was almost a sandy area, a sandbar area, where there wasn't a bunch of brush, and able to recover them that way.
You said tragic accident. Can you kind of just talk about what leads you to believe that this was an accident?
And like I said, again, too premature to determine exactly. It would be difficult for me to suspect what happened. I think it would be preliminary. Suffice to say that we believe it's a tragic accident. But again, I can't speculate until a medical examiner does the investigation, and we can determine, and we'll get some resolution that way to the case.
What did the boy say to you, the little boy? Did he talk to you guys? Did he tell you what?
You know, being 3 years old, we didn't get a lot of information. We had an interview set up at 3 o'clock today with the Mary Lee Center. They specialize in interviewing victims, young victims of crime. So we solicited the help of them, and we were hoping we could get some better direction and guidance from them this afternoon. And we have since canceled that interview.
Anything else?
I was just going to ask, we were over at the home, and you guys pulled an article of clothing from this house for the deputy canine dog out here. Was that
Yes.
did you end up using the canines at all? Was that at all part of this, or did it just stay strictly in the water?
We didn't. We started, I should say we did. We began our search, used the article of clothing to do a search for Mr. Morris, but in the process of that search, recovered the body.
All right. Thank you very much.
Can you give first and last